What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video does not have a face cam, as allergy season in Iowa right now is absolutely destroying my face. So instead of having the camera on that makes me look like absolute dog shit, I'm going to keep it off for this video, but I still want to put the video out. We're doing very, very well on getting up a video a day at least, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. So today's video is basically about my Rune Hunt experience this week. My three cards are Iron Tony, Mako, and Gambler, and it gave me honestly one of the strongest lineups I have had in a very long time. It also helped me come up or fine tune the combo that I did in my last video. That combo is Eldritch Horror combined with Hocus Pocus and Landmine. So Hocus Pocus is now at level 60, so I have a 2-second stun on any card that gets hit with Hocus Pocus. And what I prefer to do is I prefer to have Muerta in front of a Kitsune, a Griffin, a Tech Golem or the tank or card that has the Tech Golem armor plating at max level. Now, one thing I experienced last night, because I've been grinding left, right, and center. I'm trying to figure out the best combos for you guys to make the best videos. What I found out is the combination of Hocus Pocus and Eldritch Horror is enough time to wipe out the 7-second immunity. So that way, whenever that card is done with its forced movement, I should say, it doesn't have the 7-second immunity shield anymore. So then it jumps headfirst into my team. My team by that point has already taken care of everything else, and it all just focuses that card in particular, and it bullies them into a corner. And I don't mean just being gentle. I mean Pirate Queen and Tony literally stun lock it into a corner, and they get wailed on by everything that's still alive, and it's hilarious. One thing I am hoping to do is get Kitsune to level 13. I have 4 more copies I need to get of her. I am slow building her right now, but she is able to have Eldritch Horror and Hocus Pocus at the same time. So, I'm curious, moving forward, if once I get her to level 13, I am going to be trying this out. I will be putting an onslaught on her, as there is a possibility that by shooting the card in front of her forward, there is a possibility she will run straight into the back line because of that. And if that is the case, onslaught going on her is going to be the best thing, because it gives her the best chance of survival with the dodge. If you are a person who has Kitsune at level 13, if you have Eldritch Horror, Onslaught, and Hocus Pocus at level 60 and higher, and you want to try this out, please tell me how it worked out for you. Like I said, you're going to want it in front of Tech Golem, anything with Tech Golem armor plating at max level perk, or Griffin or Kitsune. Sometimes it works really well on an Iron Tony. Basically, the front line that they have that you are just like, I don't want to mess with this, that's what you put it in front of. And it's actually a lot of fun. So, if you have a chance, give it a shot. Tell me what you think. It's actually 50,000 coin to level up. That's crazy. Okay, moving on. So, Muerta, she has Landmine, Bulwark, and Hocus Pocus attached to her. Gambler has Ray of Light, because I really got no other choices for him, and I don't really want to put the swamp on him. And Lightning Reflexes. The reason Lightning Reflex is on there is I'm trying to get that ability to go off as fast as humanly possible. Pirate Queen has Eldritch Horror and Onslaught, because she does go over to their side. We like that dodge chance, and when you can get the combat boost for her to revive on your backline, it kind of works out relatively well. If you want, or if you so choose, you can put Lightning Reflexes on her instead of Gambler, and put Daydreams on Gambler and kind of get rid of the Eldritch Horror, but I don't recommend getting rid of the Eldritch Horror. So maybe put Eldritch Horror on top of Gambler. His damage is not that great at 148,000, but at least the studs will do something. Iron Tony has Scorched Earth and Swamp because really, ultimately, he doesn't need a defensive perk as he gets a shield right as combat starts. He also gets a shield after he does his ability. So as I'm slow working up his perk right now as well, I'm using Scorched Earth. Eventually, once his perk goes rare, I will switch them out. Swamp just fits well on here. It gives a reason it gives a body for it to be on because Swamp is crucial in this a little bit for that frontline damage, especially against the remaining tanks. For Mako, we have Tech Golem Armor Plating and Shark Tornado. Really, ultimately, because if you have a Shark perk and you're using the Shark, it's blasphemous to use them apart from each other. He does 230,000 damage, so ultimately, the Shark Tornado is doing very well to begin with. So, la-di-da. Alright, that's going to be our lineup. Let's get into some fights and see how well this does for me. Yesterday, it controlled the meta like nobody's business, so let's hope today is the same exact thing. Let's go. Boy, howdy, that was a long wait timer. We have Prince Mahmoud? Prince Mahmoud. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Welcome to the jungle. You're about to die. So one thing I also forgot to point out, along with the bullying that comes from Pirate Queen, we're going to go with uncommon for her. With the bullying that comes from Pirate Queen and from Iron Tony with their stuns, that also gets amplified pretty big by Gambler and his ability. So basically it goes stun here, pops you here. And then that gets stunned, it goes down to here. And then Gambler hits it and they go back to here, losing all their energy and being slowed. The three work together very, very well. And I'm absolutely shocked that all of this has worked out the way it does. Now, I will also say this. You do get your butt kicked quite a bit in the beginning stages. Until you get at least 2 of them supered and in the right location, you do get your butt handed to you quite a bit because this is a lot of supporty cards. Pirate Queen does good damage, but is a supporty card. Obviously, Muerta is our biggest damage dealer here, outside of Mako and his harpoon. But the thing about Mako and his harpoon is it can be interrupted. So if he is about ready to hit his spear and is somehow stunned, or hit his harpoon and is stunned somehow, silenced somehow, whatever, he doesn't get to pop off like everybody else does. He doesn't get that second chance to hit the harpoon again. He starts right back over. His cooldown is reset, and it does not go as smoothly as one would hope. So just keep that in mind moving forward. We're kind of stuck. Hold on one sec. I am so sorry about that, guys. I'm trying very hard to make this video while feeling like absolute dog water. Okay, so we're kind of struggling up here. We're struggling up in these streets, but now we have Iron Tony supered. Now I'm getting less concerned. Oh, let's go. We're gonna do this. We'll do the 8. Screw it. It really made no difference. So we'll go down this route. One thing I am getting into the habit of is maintaining at all times a familiarity and comfort in being in the first 2 rows instead of having a familiarity and comfort in the back line. As I run into more and more max level Scorched Earths as time progresses. So I'm trying to break myself of old Ludus habits, which is hugging into the 3rd and 4th row with cards like Muerta and Gambler. There was a time not so long ago that was the ongoing strategy. You would put Muerta, say, here and here, and then you would put Gambler or any other backliner here and here. You'd separate them quite a bit, so that way Griffins jump to those. And you were able to have it jump in on one, get surrounded by the others. But with Scorched Earth being able to hit 2 rows at the same time, it's usually row 4 and 3. So keep that in mind as something that you may want to implement into your own playstyle and your own strategy, is getting very comfortable being in the second and first row. I've actually gotten to the point where I have put Muerta in the first row with Tony right behind her, so that way he can kind of walk around her as she's getting focused, and then he attacks, stuns them out, and generally it's a good little tag team. So people are texting me. There we go. This has come back quite nicely. I have no real reason to sacrifice anything. We've won. What am I talking about? We have won. I am not worried. They just get erased. And we walk away with a smile on our face. And that's just how simple it is. So this is a pretty even matchup. I would say this is primarily the type of matchup that I work well with. If I'm running this lineup, and my max powered lineup comes out tomorrow, so keep your eyes open for that. But if I'm running this lineup and this control lineup, I like seeing this. Even if they were to have a legendary or so in the mix, then that would change my perception a little bit. But it wouldn't have changed the difficulty level, is what I'm saying. We're on par. When you're on par with your opponent, this deck works nicely. If you are the underdog or well under the might range to be able to keep up with it, you will fail. But let's put it this way. This deck can beat anyone that's on your level and below. Above your level, it struggles. So let's move on to the next fight, see how it goes. Okay, our next fight is against Dragorn. This is an easy win. It's super easy. One thing I am seeing, which I really, truly appreciate, so to the Ludus developers, this is a shout out for you. I have been grinding since the Astral Rift dropped. So Saturday, it's Tuesday now, so for the last 4 days, I have been grinding Ludus like nobody's business, and I have noticed a very good pattern within the fights, I should say. So, as I go along, I am finding out if I win like 5 or 6 matches, and I'm sure this has happened with everybody else. It just took me this long to figure it out. About every 5 or 6 matches that are easy for me, I get 1 or 2 matches that are ridiculously hard. I can still win them, but but the only way I can win those is by outspeeding them. And by outspeeding, I mean I have my super super on round 2 or 3, while it takes them round 3 and 4 to get to one of their supers. And I can wipe their hearts out quickly. If I can't do that, then I lose. And then I find out after I've done losing to the 1 or 2 overpowered bots, I'm getting easy fights again. So it seems to me like they have tweaked the matchmaking to be a lot fairer than it was before. And that could also be, my perks and stuff like that. Me working up my perks, I'm seeing a change as well. But it is looking to me like the matchmaking has been fixed to be in a better position than what it was last month or the month before that. And for the creators, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for making the game actually fun again. That's the best I can say. So we got Gambler to super right there. Knowing how his board is, I didn't feel guilty about having a board full. I just didn't have any good placements here. So I need to have coin to be able to fill in slots. And I'm going to do my best to use what slots are available. With this deck, I will say the main downside to this deck is the buff patterns. The buff patterns do not match up very well. There are certain decks where the buff pattern matches up halfway decent, but can dominate. There's other decks where the buff pattern matches up perfectly, but gets its butt whipped because it doesn't have the damage output. This is one where the buff patterns kind of match up, but it is very dominant. Having the control from Gambler, having the stuns from Pirate Queen and Iron Tony is very beneficial. As you can see here, just with the Griffin alone, we were controlling that Griffin in the backline. If we had Pirate Queen and Tony on top of that, he would have been stone locked into oblivion without ever having his ability. And he didn't have his ability once in the final stages there. Oh, allergy season needs to go away. I'm trying so hard not to sneeze right now. Oh, look, there's PQ. Okay, so there's that line. I want it in that line. It's just a given. That's just how that goes. Click this, see if there's any matches. There is not. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We have Landmine going on to those two. We have PQ with Eldritch Horror and Gambler going on the others. They're done. We don't even need Tony at this point or Mako. That's the other thing about this deck too, is something I have noticed. Very rarely do I need all my cards supered. Like, very, very rarely. Tier 3 is high enough for some, or on some occasions. I'm gonna drop this where I want to actually fight. Go there with that. Alright, we can do another Gambler, so let's get another Gambler. We'll double up on the magic, double up with the fun. It's over. It's over and done. Yeah. That poor Griffin didn't stand a chance. Alright, Dragorn, thank you for stepping up. Alright, we're going to go into fight number 3. Okay, full transparency before we faced Gustavo ZL, who is intimidating. I don't know what happened on my exit out of that last fight. Something happened where my brain glitched. My finger quadruple tapped without me wanting it to. My whole body left the Matrix and came right back. Let's just put it that way. I glitched out pretty bad. Okay, so this is going to be a tough fight, so I'm going to focus prowess and coin. I want bodies and prowess as much as possible. We need to go fast. So we need to find the best route possible to level up our cards as fast as possible. We need to get to perks. We need to get to everything. His Kitsune is already at its perk. This is where the speed comes in. And one of the main reasons why this deck does fail from time to time. It's really, really hard with its buff patterns to be consistent on breaking rocks and getting out bodies. It has issues with that. So, for every con there is a pro. For every pro there is a con. We have a super out the gate now. Fantastic. We are 2 hearts behind, but if we can get our answers, which it looks like Griffin is tech armor plated up. Yeah. So what we need to do, see exactly where he's going to go and put PQ and Muerta right in front of it. That's what needs to happen. We are going to focus our Gambler to super, though. It does appear as if the gods have blessed us this day with a PQ here and a PQ here. Here a PQ, there a PQ, everywhere a PQ. Yes, I have a child, and yes, I am very much into Old McDonald right at this moment. Fuck it, we're just going here. We're just going where the cards take us. They gave us 4 supers in one shot. This dude's got 1. We're 2, maybe 5. I don't care. Go down in flames. The next ones are going to be strategic. You gave me every piece. I just kind of jumped the gun. Go. Yeah, that's right. It also helps that Legion of Darkness is Rise from the Dead this week. So, or the faction is Rise from the Dead, because rises from the dead, definitely rises from the dead. Oh, God. This is not looking good. I already know. I see the writing on the wall. I've messed up. I've messed up in such a harsh way. He pivoted. Gustavo pivoted hardcore. But can we make it out alive? I messed up. That's okay. I was talking how all this is gonna work. And I'm the dipshit who went and did it in the wrong order. That's just me. That's life. Okay? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right now, I made a boo-boo. Okay, we're gonna start recycling. We're gonna start losing bodies as we gain more bodies. That's what we're gonna do. All right, quit giving me gambler and everything else. I just need the okay. We got one more heart to lose. Okay, we're gonna win this. We are gonna win this. You know how I know we're gonna win this? Because I'm standing right here. I'm looking right at you. That's how I know we're gonna win this. Yes, he has our back up against the wall. Yes, it's the final hour. Yes, we could be doing a lot better had I had the foresight to actually position the cards correctly. We would be doing a whole hell of a lot better. But right now, we can't be dwelling on that. No, we can't. Okay, so if I go here, that's 9, puts it to 10. That's still going to be in the same boat. So let's take the U away. Let's bring you to here. You to here. And then we'll go dink, dink. And then go dink. And call it good. This is the best that we can do. We're blowing up that whole section. We're showing them that we do not fear them. We are the ones who cause the fear. Never mind. He's the one who comes back in and says, get out of my face. Holy God. It got so real. I messed up. I messed up in a big way, y'all. We shouldn't have lost that. But hey, that's where it comes down to. This was me being stupid. This was me being cocky. Had I placed Muerta behind the PQ on this side instead of being stupid and rushing it over here into this section, we would have had a better chance, as the Hocus Pocus would have been triggering against the Kitsune. After a certain amount of time, we would have had double landmine. If I had just pivoted back over, had not gotten ahead of myself and pulled that stupidness, we would have taken that. I have no doubt in my mind I've beaten this lineup a few times. So, yep, that just came down to gameplay. Came down to me being stupid. Outside of that, I'm still very impressed with this deck, and I hope you guys are as well. If you do, like, comment, subscribe. All that normal good jazz. I'm trying to do a video a day, so keep up with that. And I'm going to leave you the same way I always do. Life can be fun if you allow it to be.